Hello, welcome to a quick overview of using Smartboard with a connected PC. In this case, it's going to be a Windows. If you're using a Mac as well, you can still use it there as well. But today, we're just going to look at plugging in a Windows itself. So let's start there, actually plugging it in. So what I've done here, I've plugged it in. I might be using a dock. It might be using cables, and which ones is do. You've probably got your setup. It's probably working fine. Do make sure that you have got your HDMI and your USB connected. That will then do it that way. If you're doing those, then it's the USB one that's going to do the touch. And of course, your HDMI is going to do the audio and the visual in that sense there as well. Or if you're using a dock, make sure they're in the back of the dock. I have connected mine here with a single USB-C cable, so it's actually going to charge mine as well. You'll find those ports either at the front or around the back of the device itself. So nice and easy, and that should all be nice and easily set up for you as well. And then it's just then sharing my screen. And then you can choose to do that whichever way you want to. In this case here, I have duplicated it. If you hold down Windows P, then you'll notice that this comes on here, and you can use an extended mode. There's lots of different setup as well, how you want to set up that page itself. I'm just going to duplicate it because then I know where everything is. And then I've got my laptop here. So really, it's coming kind of back to the fundamentals. It is just a big touch screen. So have a go with it, have a play with it. And then if whatever application you're moving, you can then just operate it like a normal touchscreen and it'll be the same as your laptop. Open up any application, open up web pages, anything from there as well. It will just then copy what is on there as well. The advantage, obviously, being with a smartboard as well, that I can just pick up my pen and just start writing on that as well. And the inking will go into each application. Whether it's a file manager here, whether I'm going onto my web browser, I can just annotate straight on top of that. And those inkings then stay on each of those. So even moving it around here, each one is going to be on here. By default, your finger is going to be a finger. So then that can be moving around. Your pen will be a pen. And then, of course, if you want to erase anything just using a large object, if you back your hand or something like that, then that will then just do that as well. And of course, if you wanted to do that at the same time, that can be moving, that can be writing, and then I can be erasing as well. And that can be very seamlessly doing whatever way you want to on any other application itself there as well. All of that uses Smart Ink, which is part of the download, which needs to be on your computer first of all. So if you haven't got Smart Notebook, you're going to have to ask for that to be downloaded or do it yourself, depending on permissions. I'm just going to see where to check it on here as well, and then we can get that installed and get that opening as well. So in your start menu, scroll all the way down. It should say Smart Technologies, or of course you can just start search for it, and then you'll have all of those down there as well. Please make sure that software is up to date. It's normally by year. So in 24, we released version 24. In 25, it's normally in the summer, but then that will be version 25 and so on as well. So it gets that annual update with an incremental one kind of through it as well. So that's there. And then you've got your Smart Ink within there as well. So that's Smart Ink. I'm just actually going to jump into those settings as a starting point because that enables you to do certain things. So first of all, it's really handy if it just turns on as soon as I plug my computer into a smart board. That on there. I have got these toolbars, so you'll notice that my Smart Ink is here. Those two there. If you want both of them, one for the pen, one for the finger, then I'm ticking that box there. If you are going to be inking within the Microsoft suite, particularly in PowerPoint, I'd very much recommend using this plugin and turning that one there as well. But you have got the choice whether you want to use the Microsoft or the Smart Ink, but those are your options within that there. So that will enable you then to write on any application. As that one mentioned PowerPoint, so let's just open up our PowerPoint here and let's go full screen. So then I have got these here, and what you'll notice is this little toolbar appears here. If for some reason it doesn't, just close down PowerPoint, open it again, and it'll be absolutely fine. And then I can then just write in my PowerPoint, go on to the next page, write on that, and come back to the previous one. Really nice and simple to be able to ink directly into your PowerPoint. And it will save it on each of those pages as well. So if I wanted to change the color, that is down there as well. Nice and handy. I've got adding in a page. I can add in a blank page. So if that is my new page, that is then part of my overall lesson as well. So when I come to then exit it, you can see that there's my new page and there's my page with the inking on as well. These are then just objects within your PowerPoint, so you can then just delete them if you need to. or of course keep them depending on how you want to use those as well. So again, across any application. For PDFs, I have, so let's just open one here. Let's get rid of that. This PDF here, you can see I've got a slightly different icon at the top. So if you click and hold, which is the same as right click, I can go open with, and rather than doing like Adobe or an Edge or something like that, there is the option, if you've got that installed, to have Smart Notebook Document Viewer. So what that means is that it opens it and it looks like this. Now, it's the same, it looked a very similar fact, but the only difference is that I can now actually annotate in that PowerPoint, in that PDF itself here. So as I'm going in there, the inking is then actually inside that PDF, and I can have those annotations inside that one as well. And again, when I leave it, do I want to save those or not? And then that'll be your choice. So for that Smart Ink, pick up a pen, start writing on anything. Make sure you've got that download as well. The next step with this would be to have a look at these icons here, begin to personalize them and kind of explore what is within that itself. This is all Smart Ink. So within that, I can click on this, and then with my pen, I can change my pen to a red pen, for example, or a green, whatever it might be directly within there as well. And the other one, because the other one's for your finger, if I click on my finger to be a pen, now my finger is red and my pen is green. So those can then be different. And whichever board you've got, it will change the pens, it will change your fingers, and you've got that multiple points of input from each one itself here as well. I put mine back on there, so it reset it back to black. So within that, there are some other tools as well. I'm just going to change my finger back to a pointer before it confuses me. And then on there, you've got a little tool chest as well. Again, explore what these do. It's nice. One is like a spotlight tool. So if you are focusing on one particular key area, you can have that itself. Or just by clicking on the outside of the blue area, I can then move that around and change the shape of that as well. So there's some really nice tools within the pen, within the tool chest to explore that as well. And then finally, I've got my star here, so I can begin to favorite them. So you can see I've favorited a red, a black, and a star pen, and those are just going to go around the outsides of those themselves there. And then those can then be moved either way you need them. And if you don't need them, you can just throw them to the edge, and then they just dock over there as well. So great ways just to kind of annotate over the top of anything. And of course, if you are wanting to rub these out, you can itself. But what you'll notice is a small icon at the top there. Hopefully you can just about see it. And there I can then clear that ink, but also I can capture that ink as well. So if you're doing it, for example, on Google Slides, and you're wanting to write on Google Slides, capture that as a picture, I can then capture ink. I can then save that however way I want to, copy it. I can then paste it into my slides. I can paste it into anywhere itself. And then I can use that as a picture. And I've got all those annotations made, and it hasn't then affected the other one as well. There's some great ways to ink on the top of anything with Smart Ink. And of course, there is Smart Notebook to be able to use on your laptop as well. And that is a fantastic whiteboarding piece of software as well. But we'll have a look at that in another video. Hopefully that's just a bit of an overview. There is loads more training, there is loads more support available online through the Academy and through other YouTube videos, etc., or through webinars. So have a look, have a bit of explore, and see if you can have a go with Smart Ink straight away linked up to your computer.